iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to race number 10 here tonight for the American Sim Racing Club Pro Late Models. Tonight we got some cars rocking and rolling out on the speedway. We got group number 1 qualifying. Of course, there in practice we had quick time being done by Team Matt himself. Trevor Mattingly quickest on the board there in qualifying. We'll see what we can do as we get ready now for quickest in practice. We'll see if he can go quickest in qualifying as Scott Erie starts his qualifying run in the 81 machine. Erie here has been consistently here throughout the season, looking to finish off strong with after this just 2 more races in the season. So we'll take a look at him, the quickest on the board right now with a nice lap of 16.23, but then Scott Erie goes even faster with a 2.3, but with a 2.3. Blake Steele out here in the 12 machine looking very good here. And then the other car in this group, the 78 machine of Michael Guerin, also out here wrapping up his last qualifying lap here in the 78 machine, heading down the backstretch for the final time. Right now sitting at a 12.26 Michael Guerin is. So Blake Steele looks like he's the quickest in group number 1, puts down a 12.10. So that is a pretty quick lap, as I think quick time was 11.98, so just about 0.2 off of that, as now we get group number 2 up to speed. The first car we'll be looking at is a hot pink double OH machine. That, of course, Tanner Hutchins in that machine, also in the 04 in the time and scoring. As Hutchins' first time lap will be a 12.65. Of course, his first lap kind of getting up to speed, seeing what they could do on the times, but Hutchins with this, we'll see what this better lap should be, as Tanner Hutchins goes P number 1 with a 12.07. Also out in this group, Bobby Mattingly. He goes P2 with the exact same time as Tanner Hutchins. Bobby Mattingly had a strong run 2 weeks ago. We'll see if he can continue that. Also, the last car in this group is the 151 or the 51 on the car. That is Jacob Laster, part of the 789 Designs and Hot Lap Heroes group. As Laster here on his last time lap, looking to pick up a lot, goes down to the bottom side. We'll have to see how that shakes out for Laster as he crosses the line and does not improve on that 2.6. So he'll stay P number 4 as we get our next group of qualifiers ready to rock and roll. I believe this group does include the 13T of Trevor Mattingly. Mattingly, of course, the points leader, the most wins on the season, but last week lost to Nick Baum in a great race. T-Matt is on the time. Of course, lap number 1, kind of a throwaway lap, trying to get these things up to speed even though Fairbury, excuse me, should be a very short track. It is still takes some time to get things up and rolling. As Trevor Mattingly, quick time on lap number 2 as Cameron Tucker, who we'll talk about next, steals the pole away in that 53 machine. So Cameron Tucker, second time out, Mattingly regains it. Will Tucker have anything left in the tank for him? Also in this group, Brandon Marlowe in that 37 machine, part of the Hot Lap Heroes original gang. And he comes off of turn number 4 with that sweet white, green, and black, as he will go P number 3, Tucker to 2, and Trevor Mattingly in the 11 seconds with an 11.99. That is good enough for a quick time right here as we get the final group out on the speedway. That being Nick Baum, Aaron Kirby, and Dave Payne. We're currently looking at the driver of the 91 machine. That is Aaron Kirby. As Kirby gets his first lap in, this kind of just gets it up to speed. We'll see what Kirby can do here as he heads down the backstretch now on his kind of original first time lap. He'll head through 3 and 4, and we'll see where the 91 machine of Kirby will go. Lap number 2, of course, a lot better. He goes P11 though. The guy that we want to take a look at is Nick Baum in that 02 machine. Last week's winner, the person to dethrone Mattingly with his streak. Nick Baum looking to improve on that time as he goes P6, but all those times very close to each other. Also, last car in this group heading down the backstretch for the final time. It's the ASRC machine, that being piloted by Dave Payne, who's trying to find some extraterrestrial speed, as they thought they might have had a sighting themselves. So he's trying to get that hyperdrive going on that 38 machine, but not quite enough. He'll go P number 8, as it looks like this should wrap up qualifying. T-Matt himself goes to quick time, only car in the 11s. Cameron Tucker, second showing, very strong, puts a P number 2. Brandon Marlowe in third. Tanner Hutchins in fourth. And Bobby Mattingly rounds out the top 5. As it looks like we wrap up here in qualifying, and we get ready to go down now to our starting lineup for heat race number 1. For the T-Mat Speed Shop 50 here at Fairbury, here's the starting order for heat race number 1. Trevor Mattingly in the 13T will start on the pole. To his outside is Brandon Marlowe in the 37 machine. Row number 2 will include Bobby Mattingly in the 3, with Blake Steele in the 12 and 4th. Rounding out the final row of heat race number 1 is Jacob Laster in the 151, with Scott Erie starting shotgun in heat number 1. We got 6 cars out here for heat race number 1. As it looks like they get moving on the speedway, we'll head down trackside to get the show rolling. Marlowe will have the preferred line heading into 1. The question is, can he get the restart in that 37 machine? This time by, it's the wave lap. For heat race number 1, give your favorite drivers a wave, as next time by, they'll be going green flag racing. Like I was saying, folks, Marlowe has the preferred line. Can he get the jump on Mattingly? Mattingly has been great on starts all season long. Let's see if he can continue that as of off of into turn number 3, the field come. And off of turn number 4, Trevor Mattingly jumps on the loud pedal. Here we go, green flag racing here at Fairbury. Field dives down into turn number 1. Mattingly gets up to that top side. Marlowe in tow. Then Bobby Mattingly finds his way to the top side. He sits in third. Looks like Lassiter trying to work over Erie for the 5th position there. Lassiter, the only car on the bottom, trying to make a work. A contact down the backstretch. Hard contact between Erie and Lassiter. That's got to add a few bumps and bruises to those cars, but it looks like Lassiter able to get to the top side. Now Erie will try the low side, but I think it'll be Lassiter's spot to lose when it's all said and done. Then the top 4 breaking on away. All these cars nose to tail here, especially that top 3. It's a Mattingly sandwich with Brandon Marlowe up in the middle. We already got 5 laps to go here for heat race number 1, as Mattingly trying to go flag to flag in these 8-lap heat race events. Now we see a car duck out of line. That is Bobby Mattingly in the 3M. He's trying to look low on Brandon Marlowe, but it's a no-go as he goes back to the top side. Brandon Marlowe still right on Trevor Mattingly's bumper. He's waiting there, waiting in the wings, waiting for a mistake from that 13T, but that is a tall ask as Popsicle Sticks for heat race number 1. Marlowe still in tow. Mattingly in the wall. Does Marlowe take it? He will. He'll go down to the inside. Will we see a slide job? Not quite there as we see the white flag. He's going to jump right in front of Bobby Mattingly for that second position, go on the defense, and that will allow Trevor Mattingly up front to run away with it. Trevor Mattingly will win heat race number 1. Brandon Marlowe holds on to second. Bobby Mattingly in third. That rounds out the top 3 for heat race number 1. As that was a pretty exciting race, even though, you know, it went flag to flag at the end. Still very fun to watch as now we get ready to go through tonight's heat race number 2 starting order. Starting on the pole is the 53 machine of Cameron Tucker. Cam out here for his second race of the season. We'll see what he can do. Starting to his outside is Tanner Hutchins in that double OH or the double 04. Nick Baum starting a little bit deep in this heat race. He'll start in P number 3. Not that deep though, as Dave Payne in the 38 machine to his outside. Final row of heat race number 2, Michael Guerin in the 78 machine and Aaron Kirby starting shotgun on the field. As we get cars up to speed out there on the track, we get ready here for everyone's favorite time. It's the wave lap here for heat race number 2. Give your favorite driver out there on the speedway a wave as next time by, we'll be going green flag racing for heat race number 2. Once again, Hutchins in the preferred lane. We'll see if Cam can do what Trevor did in heat race number 1, get away with a great start. This track is so wide, especially on these starts, that inside line does have a pretty good advantage. You know, they can really cut that corner as the field comes off of turn number 4. He doesn't cut as low as T-Map, but he gets away with a fairly good start, but he will not be able to clear up. That opens the door for Tanner Hutchins, who will take over the point here. And into turn 3, Hutchins now in the top lane. Nick Baum already trying to make that inside work. He's now side by side with Cam Tucker for second. As Baum tries a slider, contact, that puts Baum into the wall. That will not be good for that car as he goes all the way from second on the speedway to all the way last. As he does get around Guerin, so Nick Baum able to get to that top side, but with a little bit of contact. I'm sure Tucker will remember that, as now we'll see 5 laps to go. Tanner Hutchins up into P number 1. He's leading the way. He's getting a wall big time though off of turn number 2. That will slow him on down and let Baum reel him in, as Baum's riding that cushion perfectly here at the Fairbury Speedway. Baum is just carrying so much speed into these corners that Hutchins is just sitting there trying to find the traction and the speed that Baum has, but he cannot find it. He's finding himself more in the wall than the track out there and raining, because Hutchins all in that wall here in this heat race, but Baum just perfectly on that cushion. He's, like I said, carrying a lot of speed into these corners, but just not a mistake from our leader yet that he can take advantage of it. Now he'll go to the bottom. He'll do a slider on Hutchins. Hutchins has to get on the binders. Can't cross him over. This opens up the door for Dave Payne. It's anyone's race here on the white flag for heat race number 2. As Baum comes down the backstretch here, he's going to lead the way. Hutchins right on his tail. Dave Payne trying to make that inside line work, but not quite enough. It goes Baum, Hutchins, and Payne. That rounds out the top 3 as an exciting race, but Baum not making any sort of friends here in these heat races as he finds his way to the front with some contact in both of his passes. As we get ready now to interview some drivers from those heat races. The first we'll be interviewing is, of course, Trevor Mattingly, the Heat 1 winner, then Nick Baum for Heat number 2. D-Matt, do you got a copy? D-Matt, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, man. Heck of a heat race number 1. Who would have guessed anything else from you? You know, you come out here, put it on the top of the time and scoring in a heat race. I mean, in qualifying, and then do the same in the heat race. Tell us a little bit about your car tonight and how you think of this place, that being Fairbury.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Fairbury's definitely a challenging track, especially running right up here against the wall. And I'm out here in warm-ups right now trying to burn in the top, so hopefully we can get the racing line moved down some. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like you always do enjoy that bottom side, Trevor. And yeah, what are your predictions tonight? Most of the time, it's came true. So if we got any racers tuning on in, what could be some advice? Where do you think you're going here throughout this 50-lap feature event?
Well, it's according on how burnt off this top gets in warm-ups here, but it'll probably be top for a little bit, and then it'll eventually move down because it's a 50-lap race. So we'll be running through the middle here for too long, and it's gonna be me and Nick starting on the pole and outside pole. So this ought to be a good one.
Yeah, that will be. You said it. You and Nick Baum front row. Once again, you guys probably gonna be dueling it out, but you get to start on the inside where you did in that heat race. It seems like that inside line, you can cut that corner and get a really nice run off. Is that going to be the game plan for the 13T if he can stay out front the whole race?
Well, yeah, for sure, because especially when the top line's in right here on the restarts, if you let the guy on your outside stay at your door, he's going to beat you coming out of twos every time. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we did see that in heat race number 2 with Cam not sliding up in front of Tanner Hutchins, and Hutchins almost came away with that. But T-Matt, we got to turn it over to you real quick. Thank who you got to thank. And, of course, we got to thank you for coming on board with the sponsorship of this race here tonight.
Yeah, definitely got to thank Team at Speed Shop and you for the broadcast, Bobby and Tanner, Nick, good luck to them. Aaron for the wrap, him as well. Hopefully he has a good race, and hopefully I'm talking to you here in about 50 laps.
Yeah, hopefully, Trevor, as you have had a perfect record so far, hopefully I don't jinx it, but you finished inside the podium every single race. I hope we'll be talking to you on the other side. So best of luck, Trevor, and hopefully we'll be talking to you later.
All right, man. See you.
All righty, and now for our second heat winner, that would be Nick Baum. Nick, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
I am here.
All righty, Nick. So tell us a little bit about that heat race and how that car track combo is feeling for you tonight.
Good. I dirtied Tanner up a little bit right there for the win, so I hate to do that. I thought I was clear for a slider, and I kind of hesitated because I thought he was going to try to drive it around me, and I guess I didn't leave him the lane like I thought I did, so that's on me. Tanner's a good dude, so I hate to do that to him, but no, it was good. Car feels good. I feel like I got a chance here against Trevor again, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's the case, Nick. That thing looking fast as you came from third to win that thing, but a little bit of contact there throughout. I was saying in the broadcast booth, maybe not making too many friends in the heat race. It seems like this place, of course, very tough to pass at.
Yeah, it's real tacky right now and really fast on the top, so sliders are just really hard, and it's hard when you try to throw a slider on a really greasy bottom and then you wheel spin, and then the guy on the top has such a crazy run, so you really don't know what to do, but that's about the only way to pass here unless somebody gets in the wall, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Nick, you seem like one of the fastest cars on corner entry and through the middle. I mean, you're keeping it just barely off that wall right on the cushion. I mean, how's it done for this O2 machine?
I've gotten real comfortable with being able to enter up there, and a lot of guys can't. It kind of hurts me sometimes in exit, but if I can hit it right, it feels pretty good. So I'm going to try to maintain that and use that to my advantage here in the feature. So, just trying to be able to charge the corner better than most guys. It might not have as good as exit, but once the track gets slicker, it really won't matter.
All righty, Nick. Well, before we let you go and prepare for this feature event, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you, and if you want to give a few shout-outs to some sponsors, and then we'll let you get going.
Yeah, I got to thank D1RT, all the guys over there, Speed Range, Tanner Tomasi, all the guys that help out with that. CC Food Mart, Trucker Harness, Klein's Brand Stores, Factory CS, that'll help out a ton.
As you guys know, this race
All righty,
really
Nick, thank you very much, and best of luck to you here in the feature, and hopefully we'll be talking to you on the other side. All righty, folks, and we head over to our feature lineup tonight for the T-Mat Speed Shop 50 here at the Fairbury Speedway. Starting on the pole is T-Mat himself. Trevor Mattingly in the 13T will start on the pole to his outside. We just talked to him. It is Nick Baum in the O2 machine. Starting in third position is Brandon Marlowe in the 37 machine. Fourth is Tanner Hutchins in the 04. Starting in fifth is Bobby Mattingly in the 3. 6th is Dave Payne in the 38 machine. 7th is Blake Steele in the 12. 8th goes to Aaron Kirby in the 91. 9th is Jacob Laster in the 151. 10th is Cam Tucker in the 53. 11th, Scott Erie. And rounding out the field tonight is Michael Guerin in the 78 machine. As that will do it for our driver lineup. We're going to go head down pace race side as the pace car heads off of pit road, and we now wait for Trevor Mattingly in the 13T. He jumps on the loud pedal. We go green flag racing here at Fairbury for the Team at 50. Trevor Mattingly trying to use that middle. You heard him say it in the practice. He tried to burn off that top side, hoping to get as many cars to that top side as he could, try and get this middle line going, and it does seem like the preferred line as everyone is down there except for that 38 machine of Dave Payne. Dave Payne currently in 6th, trying to make that high line work. He's got Blake Steele to his inside, another tough competitor here in the ASRC Pro Late Model Series, as these guys still side by side here. Blake Steele with a little bit of an advantage, but for second place, the battle's heating up. Brandon Marlowe in the 37 machine, crawling around that inside line, making Nick Baum go through the slick, and Baum seems out of rhythm a little bit up there with the amount of slick. You heard him say it live, you know, he's can really trust it up on that cushion, but you got to wonder how much grip is up there as he's struggling to almost contact off of turn number 2, but they stay clean as Marlowe looks like he's able to complete the pass. He'll go to P number 2. Nick Baum will slide down into second. Does Brandon Marlowe have anything for Mattingly? It seems like whenever he does, he just runs out of time, as now Bobby Mattingly in the 3M machine trying to get Nick Baum, and has Tanner Hutchins right in tow with him as well. As Bobby Mattingly continues to try and work that inside on Nick Baum. Further on back, Cam Tucker now trying to get around Dave Payne. Blake Steele has made that inside work, has drove away from that 38 machine. Now looks like Cam Tucker able to get to clear of Dave Payne. Now Aaron Kirby looking to do the same as the 91 machine looks to the inside of the 38. The 38 right there in a tough spot. A lot of slick, not too much traction, as if he's not in the slick, he's in the unpacked, very loose dirt, as you can see there. And right there in tow as well. Absolutely 0 laps of practice. That's a 151 of Jacob Laster, slowly trying to get through this field here tonight. As Laster gets a big piece of the wall there off of turn number 2. We go back up to the front where Bobby Mattingly continues to put the pressure on Nick Baum. A little bit of contact down the backstretch. They go side by side here as this battle is far from over. They kind of pulled away a little bit from Tanner Hutchins, but Brandon Marlowe still right in sight of both of these cars as they stay side by side, but not really losing any ground except for that leader of the 13T. Trevor Mattingly has checked out to a nice comfortable 1.5 second lead over the field, as this race is of course flying on by, folks. We're already 15 laps of 50 in as we see Baum still committed to that top side. Finally Bobby Mattingly able to get around. Bobby Mattingly will go into P number 3 as Nick Baum still committed to that top side. Has to really check up to not get in the back of the 3M, as that will hurt his pace a little. And I'm surprised we don't see Baum going to that bottom. He's really committed to that top side. You see Baum switching up the lane, trying maybe a reverse slider line, entering high and then exiting low, as we got one car down in the pits. That is Michael Guerin in the 78 machine. We go up to our race leader now, Trevor Mattingly, who sees a little bit of lap traffic. That is Scott Erie on board with him, but we're right on board with our race leader, that being Trevor Mattingly. As you can hear, Mattingly very timid on the throttle, you know, nice and smooth, getting that car pointed where he wants and keeping it in the stuff that matters, you know, right below that super loose, very dark stuff and out of the slick that we ride on board with, as we see him closing in closer and closer to lap traffic. if anyone needs a Super Bowl update. It is tied 35-35 right now in the Super Bowl with 4 minutes left in the race. That's going to be a good one as we're closing in on the halfway point. Trevor Mattingly out in front as we go back to this battle, kind of the closest one on the speedway. Baum's still committed to that top side. You can see what kind of runs he get, but just nowhere to go with him as Bobby Mattingly just throwing that car up late enough that Baum can't really throw it into the corner as he would like. Maybe ride on board with these two now. Take a look from the back of Bobby Mattingly. Look at what he's seeing. As right when I say that, he gets looked to the inside of Nick Baum, so him and Baum go door to door here down the backstretch. You can just see Baum's right rear quarter, how close these two are to leaning on each other, but Bobby Mattingly having the momentum. Now Baum goes up to the top side. You can see him just above that spoiler, and you'll see him get real big here and then go back up to that top side. So these guys still fighting out very intensely here for that third position as we got cross flags that time by halfway down, halfway home for the 50 laps at Fairbury, presented by Team Matt Speed Shop. This guy here doing a great job at staying out of everyone's way. You know, a real classy driver there in Erie, knowing that tonight might not be his best nights, but not making sure that no one else is as well. As we look at Bobby Mattingly still defending Nick Baum. Nick Baum very tight in 1 and 2. You saw he had that wheel cranked to the left. He's trying to find any sort of traction he can up on the top lane, but not finding any. As Blake Steele has entered in this battle. He was battling with Dave Payne for a while, has figured out this inside line, and has caught Tanner Hutchins now to the inside of Hutchins. This is the battle for 5th on the speedway. Here with 20 laps to go. Blake Steele trying to creep around this inside line, slowly getting the advantage on Tanner Hutchins as Blake is in the preferred line now. A little bit tackier right there where the throttle up point is, but a little bit of just a slight tap between the two. No harm, no foul as they continue to go door to door for P number 5. Up in front, Nick Baum has got around Bobby Mattingly for that third position. So Baum trying to figure out something on this top side. He has gotten some speed back, I think, as that middle line has kind of worn on out. It is very slick down there, so now these drivers having to be very cautious, very patient on that inside line, and this could open the door for some high ride, cushion ride and speed up top. Nick Baum is one of the best at that. As we see 15 laps to go as Trevor Mattingly out there in front, 2.5 second advantage. You can see the battle now for second in just a straightaway behind as these guys now go door to door. Nick Baum looks like he's trying to reclaim second. I don't think Marlowe has too much of a fight with that. It looks like Marlowe committed to that inside line, getting lower and lower on the speedway, trying to stay below the slick, as now Baum tries to set his sights on Mattingly. He's closing the door. The question is, when does Mattingly then go back up to the top side if he needs to? As we got a 3-car battle here for the 7th, 8th, and 9th position. That being Cam Tucker, Aaron Kirby, and Jacob Lassiter. All these guys, different lines throughout the speedway. Lassiter all the way up top, Cam in the middle, and Aaron Kirby all the way down low. As these guys just trying to find some speed in this track. As this time by for our race leader, we saw 10 laps to go, 2 open palms. As we get down into single digits, Nick Baum has closed the gap. He has been ripping that lip and doing the reverse slider line. You know, like he said, he's pretty good at entering on that top side, gets that thing to cut, and then drives down below the slick, and that has been working. As now the race lead is less than 5 car lengths, closing in on 3 car lengths here with 8 laps to go. Baum here in these closing laps has figured out something on the speedway. He's now within a car length of our race leader as Mattingly gets a piece of the wall, and this will open up the door for Nick Baum. He enters right on the back bumper. This will be a battle for the race lead here with 6 laps to go. One of the few guys I can say they dethroned Trevor Mattingly. That would be Nick Baum. As Trevor Mattingly tries a different line, tries the slider line, enters a little bit lower, tries to get to the tacky stuff, and then goes up into the slick. Baum trying the reverse of that, especially off of turn number 4. Baum gets a great run. As we see 4 laps to go, there's a lot of battles heating up throughout this field. Now, Bobby Mattingly to Brandon Marlowe, trying to bring Blake Steele with him as well. If I could speak, it would be very helpful as we got 3 laps to go. We're closing into the finish here, as we'll keep an eye on the race lead as they continue to dice it out for 3rd. But here with 2 laps to go, we got to keep an eye on this battle as Nick Baum looks to the inside of Trevor Mattingly. He's trying to find anything that will work, but doesn't have the run off the corner. He's going to get one more shot at it here as we see the white flag for the Team Mat 50 here at Fairbury. Nick Baum, contact with the lapper. Dave Payne makes contact with him. Baum trying to throw a big slider, but Dave Payne there to kind of prevent that. Trevor Mattingly comes off of turn number 4, wins it. Nick Baum in 2nd, Bobby Mattingly in 3rd, Blake Steele all the way up 3 positions. He finds himself in 4th, and Brandon Marlowe rounds out the top 5. But heck of a race up front. Trevor Mattingly kind of saved from a slider there at the end from Dave Payne, as Trevor Mattingly picks up another win of the season this coming tonight here at the Fairbury Speedway. So don't go anywhere, folks, because after this, we'll be back here with our post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, we come back here to Fairbury Speedway tonight. We got the top 3, of course, dialed on up. The first of the top 3, well, the last to make it on in, is Bobby Mattingly in the 3rd position. We'll see if he's got a copy. Bobby, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, man. That was a pretty hectic race. It seemed like a lot of line changes and then a lot of cars coming and going. Tell us a little bit about that. Green to white to checkered 50 lapper here at Fairbury.
Yeah, this track transitions pretty much to the bottom, and then once the bottom gets worn out, it pretty much goes to the middle to the top. And I was searching, and Nick kind of showed me the line there with it's basically kind of like a little cut down line. And once he got around me, I started following him, and then ended up catching Brandon and was able to get around him for a third place finish.
Yeah, that was a pretty intense fight, from 3rd place there with about 10 laps to go. And especially once you figured out that line, did it seem like you had a lot more speed in that 3M machine?
Yeah, you kind of drive it not as hard into the corner and just let the car rotate, and then come off the banking and try to keep your rear tires in that grip. And yeah, it seemed like you carried more momentum off of the corner.
Yeah, and that's what it looked like. You made it work there at the end, and just came away with a podium. So another good end for the 3M machine. I know you probably still want that first win of the season, but tell us a little bit about your season and what's kind of in store. What do you think about Lima Land here next week, and then of course Eldora in the finale?
I usually run fairly decent at both those tracks. My season as a whole, I think I've been fast at times. It's just sometimes don't make the right decision, or I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. I just haven't been consistent enough is basically what it boils down to. I think I'm fast enough to run with these guys, but sometimes one circumstance or the other, it kind of knocks me out of the race, or like I said, I make a poor decision driving. So, but it's our first season with you guys, and hopefully there's a whole lot more to come.
Yeah, I think there will be, Bobby. And before we let you go and celebrate this third and podium finish here for the 3M machine, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank. Who you got to thank?
Got to thank Big Al's Guns, Keltner Contracting, Hugo's Trucking, T-Mad Speed Shop, Washburn Mechanical, of course my team, Trevor and Aaron and Tanner, and our buddy Nick has been running the past couple races with us. So, and of course, thank Zach and Dave and all of them for putting on this great league, and of course, you for doing this broadcast.
All righty, Bobby. Well, have yourself a great rest of the night. It sounds like we're probably off next week, and then we'll catch you on the flip side for the last two races of the season. So, Bobby, have yourself a great rest of the night.
Yes, sir. You too. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. That was our third place finisher. Now we'll dial up our second place finisher, Nick Baum. Nick, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet here in the booth.
I'm here.
All righty, man. A little bit of an up and down race for you. You kind of got mired back, and then you found some speed, and you found a lot of it, able to close that almost 3-second gap and have a shot there at the end. Tell us a little bit about your race, Nick.
Yeah, I knew the top would be there eventually, so or somewhat of a top. I kind of was running like a cut down there, but I knew somebody had to be up there on the top to keep it burnt in. Otherwise, all the crumbs would have just moved up there and wouldn't have made it as good of a lane. So I didn't want to be the guy just go down there and follow Trevor on the bottom. So I just figured, might as well just run the top and see how far I fall back, because I knew it was going to come in later in the race. So I just stayed smart and knew what to do. So I rolled behind Bobby there for a while. Me and him had a good race for felt like 20 laps. So once I got by him, it was just smooth sailing. I just caught Trevor faster and faster every lap. So I actually didn't realize we had that few to go. Otherwise, I'd have forced the issue on him a little more, but it's all good. He deserved that win. So shout out to him.
Yeah, that was a heck of a run by you, Nick, to reel in that gap to Trevor Mattingly, and then coming at the end, yeah, a little bit of probably a last-minute move once you realize it was the last lap. Got a piece of Dave Payne. I think you were going for the slider there, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I saw it was the last lap, and I was like, well, I got to do something here or later. So I kind of felt bad for getting this door a little bit, but that's part of racing when you're racing with lap traffic. So
yep, that will be the case. And yeah, it would have been interesting to see how that would have worked out, because we saw no one really complete them too often here tonight. So it would have been interesting to see how that worked out. But Nick, you come home in the second position. You know, every time you showed up, you've been on the podium, just like the man we'll be talking to next. So Nick, gotta say, heck of a run. Hopefully we'll see you through these last two races. I mean, looking forward. Limeland and Eldora, how do you feel about those two tracks?
Limeland, I'm definitely more confident at than I am Eldora. Me and Eldora have not been friends here lately. Maybe about a year ago, but ever since they touched the track states and all the track conditions, it's kind of messed with me here a little bit. So Eldora, not so much, but Limeland, like I said, these short and small bull rings, that's where I like to be. So we'll keep rolling that and see what happens.
All righty, we'll be sure to keep an eye on that O2 machine there 2 weeks from now at Limeland. So before we let you go, Nick, and celebrate this runner-up finish, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank on this O2 machine.
Yeah, I got to thank you for putting on the broadcast. It's your birthday today, isn't it? There's somebody's birthday?
Yes, that is right.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So happy birthday. But yeah, thanks for putting on the broadcast. Thanks for them guys putting this league on. It's always fun to come in here and run this league. It's just the way they do it is so neat, especially with the open qualifying. You don't see that nowhere else in iRace. And I got to thank D1RT, all the guys over there. They're getting me better and better every week. Tanner Tomasi at Speed Ranch, he's taken me in under his wing and just just showing me everything there is to know about this stuff. Because iRacing isn't really a game anymore, a simulator. iRacing is becoming a business for a lot of people and a lot of setup shops and a lot of broadcasters, and so it's evolving every day. So it's really neat to be a part of it. And I got to thank CC Food Mart's Clients Branch, Rose Hooker Harness, and Factory CS. They help out a ton too.
Alrighty, well, awesome stuff for you, Nick. We look forward to seeing you at Lima Land and seeing what you can do, as you definitely have that one circled here in the future. So, Nick, have yourself a great rest of the night, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you before the season is over.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and now we'll go down to Victory Circle and dial up our T-Matt Speed Shop 50 winner, T-Matt himself. Trevor Manley, do you got a copy of Spread the Jet here in the booth?
I sure do.
Alrighty, man. Tell us a little bit about that race for that 13 T machine. You know, it looked like you set sail, but by the end of it, you had a little bit of pressure. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, the track got burnt off in warm up there up at the top, so I was making that middle line work pretty well, I feel like, for the first 30 laps or so, and we ran that with no cautions, and that just shows, you know, the quality of racing everybody in this league has. But yeah, I made that middle line work for a while, and then I was watching the times down low, and Nick caught me I had about a 2-second lead, and Nick caught me in about 5-6 laps, and I knew I had to do something different, so I moved up high, and I was telling him I was expecting a slider at any time there at the end, but he didn't, and we ended up getting the win.
Yeah, that you did, Trevor. You add another one to the list. I think this is, I've already lost count. I think this is close to like number 8 or 9 on the season, something crazy. You did lose the bounty to Nick Baum, but tonight you show them that you're still a force to be reckoned with. Of course, continuing that perfect podium streak, and you do it down here in Victory Lane here tonight. I mean, yeah, you said it, Trevor. You know, you thought Nick Baum was going to throw a slider. He kind of tried to on the last lap, but I think just got a piece of Dave Payton's door.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, he definitely was trying and making that high line work. We saw you committed to that middle. You said it was going to be good, but by the end of it, like you said, you saw the lap times and whatnot, and you moved down up there. I think that was definitely the right place to be there at the end.
Yeah, for sure, because like I said, Nick caught me pretty dang quick, so I knew I had to do something there, so glad we worked it out there to pull out the win.
Yeah, another impressive race by yourself. Looking forward to the end of the season, Trevor. We got Lima Land and Eldora for the season finale. How you feeling about the last 2 races on the schedule?
Yeah, I run decent at Lima Land. It's not one of my favorite tracks, neither is Fairbury, but Eldora should be fun, and looking forward to the end of the season, and definitely looking forward to next season and starting again whenever that will be. But it's been definitely a fun season, and like I said, I'm looking forward to next season already.
Alrighty, Trevor. Well, we are looking forward to it as well. Hopefully we'll get some high caliber racers to give you a fight for that title, because this season seems a little bit too easy for you, so we'll be excited for next season. Trevor, before we let you go, I want to hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank on this 13T machine.
Yeah, definitely got to thank Team at Speed Shop and the Aaron Kirby at FMS Rapid Graphics. Congratulate Nick and Bobby, both on the 2nd and 3rd there. The boys got the podium spots, and that's always good to see for sure. And always got to thank Zach and David and all them guys over at ASRC for throwing this thing together and letting us race and giving us something to do on a Sunday night. And it's definitely a good time. So definitely got to thank them guys a lot. Brett, got to thank you for putting on the broadcast. You do a hell of a job, and like I said, I'll say it again. I'll had a ball this season, and I'm looking forward to next season.
Alrighty, Trevor. Well, you continue celebrating down in Victory Lane. We won't keep you any longer. Have yourself a great one, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again before the season is over. Once again, congrats on whatever number win this is, Trevor.
I appreciate it, man.
Alrighty, folks, and that will do it for our post-race interviews. I think we might have someone here in the booth. Zach, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man. I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and thank everybody for tuning in a little bit late. And just as you've been saying all week, reminder that we'll have an off week next week. Come back at Lima Land and Eldora to finish up this season. But do want to say, keep an eye out on the ASRC page. If you've been watching these races, you think you want to join, you want to do something, you're looking at these and it's like, man, it doesn't work out. We are working on a really special event with the ASRC Pro Late Models. So keep an eye out for that. Those details coming out in a couple of weeks.
Oh man, that's some exciting news from our admin, Zach Heiser. So Zach, thank you very much for that. That's just definitely something to keep an eye out, and we'll keep everyone posted, tuning on in. Sounds like some exciting stuff. As now we'll run through tonight's finishing results here from the T-Mat Speed Shop 50 from Fairbury Speedway. Trevor Mattingly in the 13 machine picks up the win. Second goes to Nick Baum in the 02 machine. Rounding out the podium tonight is Bobby Mattingly in the 3. Fourth goes to Blake Steele, the biggest mover of the race in the 12 machine. Like I said, he's just got to find that little bit more speed, and Steele will be a force to reckon with. Brandon Marlowe will round out the top 5 in the 37 machine. 6th goes to Tanner Hutchins in the 04 or OH on the car. 7th is Cam Tucker in the 53. Jacob Laster in the 151 finishes in 8th. 9th goes to Aaron Kirby in the 91. 10th is Dave Payne in the 38. 11th is Scott Erie in the 81. And rounding out the field tonight is Michael Guerin with some issues in the 78 machine. So folks, this will do it all from Brett the Jet for Super Bowl Sunday. Thanks to each of you tuning on in. And like Zach said, we won't see you next week, but we'll see you the week after. So be sure to tune in. We'll update the videos on the playlist, on the schedule, on the page, so you can stay right on top of it. Gotta thank all the live viewers and the replay viewers. And I think we got some special people tuning on in here tonight for some hopefully special news in the future. So gotta give a big shout out to you. Hopefully you like what you heard here on the page. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. We will catch you in 2 weeks from Lima Land. I have been Brett the Jet. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday, and we'll catch you on the flip side. I just flew by you. Have a good one.